Hello, it's your Wisconsin wine guy. I'm back again, and we are at video number 3. How are you holding up? I'm doing okay so far myself. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a 3-part video series on the 19 crime wines. Begin the first video number 1 was with 2 white wines, number 2 was 2 red wines, and now we're at number 3, and I'll get to those wines in a minute. For those who are just now catching in or catching on or tuning in, there was a promotion that 19 Crimes had, or it's probably still going on, which is called mugshots. And I went and got my mugshot done. What, isn't that great? Isn't that cool? So I had my mugshot picture taken. I had a chance to sample through some of the wines, and now bring those wines to you. They do approximately maybe 9 or 10 wines in their line. I have my hands on 6 of them. Had a special buy, so the promo is still going on. Give it a try. Check it out for $6.99. We'd love to hear what you think about the wines. So now, as usual, the process is very simple. Thumbs up. I highly recommend that wine. 3/4. You know what? I enjoy this wine. I would drink it. You know what? I may even keep a couple of bottles on hand. Halfway. You know what? I'm on the fence, or maybe I don't really like it. It wouldn't be one that I would keep, or I would go out and rush to get it. But you give it a try. Let me know what you think. Thumbs down. That's an easy one. I would not drink that wine, and I wouldn't recommend it. Doesn't mean that you couldn't try it, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. So now today's show with our 2 wines, continuing with 19 Crimes, we're going to be doing the 19 Crimes red wine blend. A lot of their red wines are based on blend unless it's single varietal, and I'll tell you what the grapes are in those. In the previous video, we had the single varietal Cabernet and a Cabernet dominant blend. So that's pretty interesting. So we have 19 Crimes red wine, which is going to be a blend, and this is coming in at 13.5% alcohol, 2018. And then we're going to have the Uprising, the rebellion, so the Uprising. And this is going to be a 2018. It's also going to be a red wine blend with 15% alcohol, with a little extra. You can look at that label there, that neck collar, or the collar there, the wine. You can't read what it says. Maybe you can, but I'll get to that in a minute. So this is extra special. I thought these would be a good 2 wines to pair together, and we'll see what happens. So the red wine blend is a wine that most people are most familiar with. In fact, it has a pretty decent following for red wine drinkers, or even like white wine drinkers or sweet wine drinkers looking for a nice, good, approachable red. I believe I reviewed this, in months past. Actually, 2018 I did. So it'd be interesting to find out what the 2018 vintage tastes like. And that probably was a 16 vintage, 16 or 17 vintage back then. So let's see what happens. But it is a very popular wine, and we'll let you know. So as usual, I like to pour both of the wines into my glass and give you my review on my vote at the end. And I also get the wines, and open them up, have a couple of drinks, 1 to 2 days later, give it a taste. You heard that Hades Corker. You got to get yourself one of these. Hades Corker always does the job for me. Rather than using that pump, get Hades Corker. So the red blend, I'll give you the grape makeup here shortly. And then for the Uprising, I give you the grape makeup in the Uprising, plus what's the extra special deal on the Uprising if you've never had it before. Okay, so now we'll start first with giving a look at its appearance, its color. Okay, I mean, they're pretty uniform in color. Nice deep purple. I got it over my white cloth here, which you can't see, but nice deep purple. In the color. So that's pretty nice, not too bad. Now, I can smell the berries, which is nice. That's always a good thing. I smell the berries and something more. What that something more is, we'll get to it in a minute here. So let's begin this first with the 2018 red wine. So the blend I found in the 2018 red blend is going to be Shiraz. So I tell you this, both of these are Shiraz dominant. So it's going to be Shiraz, Cabernet, Grenache, and Pinot Noir. That's a strange combination. Add it again, Pinot Noir. So Shiraz, Cabernet, Grenache, and Pinot Noir. Now this one's going to be Shiraz, Cabernet, and Grenache with that little extra thing going on here. We'll get to that shortly here. So let's give this a taste. I thought these two would be a good match based on what this particular wine is. So again, the nose. I mean, again, just a fun glass of berries. I'm going to say a bowl of berries, but it's a glass of berries here with the red wine. Of course, you can't forget the living label. You know, so while you're drinking your wine, you can actually, you know, be entertained at the same time if you're alone, entertain your friends. So that's the nose on that one. Now the nose on the Uprising. Wow. There's nice subtle caramelization that exists here, blended with the barrels. And you get a little extra strength of alcohol going on here too. But let me tell you what this is. So the Uprising, you know, is about the rebellion against, you know, stopping the production and the sale of rum. All right. So that barrel you see here, the label, is that they take this wine after it's made and processed and aged, and they age it for 30 days in rum barrels. The Uprising. You know, the Australians of the time were like pretty upset that, you know, we can't produce our rum. So there you go. So that's the special thing with that. So I'm very curious. It was very interesting to me to taste that wine, you know, and see where it's at, because you have this whole big influx of bourbon barrel aged wine. So here's something unique, you know, to the market. Rum. Here's our taste. All right, the Ritz. Again, it's not going to freak you out, but I would tell you this. The tannins on this, you know, has a little bit more tannins than some of the previous wines that I drank. Of course, you get berries, you know. There's that plum in the mid palate I get. Again, nice acidity. Very, very, very easy to drink. You know, I mean, here's a wine. I mean, there's a little residual sugar there. You can taste that, you know. But again, it's very, very easy to drink. You know, we'll wonder its popularity. You know, but this is definitely one of those wines that you have a crowd-pleasing wine, you know, in your cellar or keep on hand, you know, to please everyone. I'll give you my valuation, my vote later. Now for the Uprising. Now, I like rum. You know, so I'm very, very interested in this one. There's my Ritz. Now for the taste. I would say this, as I thought, these would be two great partners to pair side by side. Because of the fruitiness that exists in both these two wines. So again, it's not like with some of the bourbon aged wines, you actually taste that bourbon taste in the wine, and some can be too much. But here it is, you know, it's very well blended. You know, in fact, it's almost similar in style wise, and kind of not taste but style wise to the red wine. You know, but the rum I think is very well blended, but I can taste it. But it's not overpowering, okay? Meaning just the hints, you know, from being inside that rum barrel. It could have been white rum. Who knows what kind of rum it was, right? So it's very, very, very subtle. But again, similar between the two, you know, as far as taste goes. So now, 2018 red wine, again, a very popular wine, you know, a good wine to have on hand. You know, I'm going to give this a 3/4. Now, yes, it has some residual sugar. I know some people out there are going to, you know, say, hey, what's wrong with you? But it's not popular for nothing. You know, it does have a good tannic structure to it. You know, it's not overly sweet, you know, but it's not going to be complex either. It's just simply meant to be a good everyday table wine. So, 3/4. And now for the Uprising wine. Uprising wine, you know, again, it's not much different than this. You know, I guess I expect a little bit more from it. It's not bad, but I'm going to go halfway. I'm going halfway because, you know, it doesn't throw me. You know, it's not like, wow, you know, it doesn't floor me. So here we go. Uprising, halfway. The red wine, red blend, 3/4. It's your Wisconsin wine guy saying, as always, I hope you enjoyed these 3 videos. Let your palate be the guide, and I'll see you next time. Bye.